All right. Hello, everyone.
Hola,
Hap-
hola.
Happy Halloween. Yay! Happy Halloween. Halloween is especially delightful for me because it is my brother's birthday also. Holy cow, I'm going to get myself in trouble. 85, so he's 36? I believe so. Robert? Robert Lodge, happy birthday, happy Halloween, happy birthday.
Mhm. So we just thought about sharing the little bits and pieces we know, but mostly to invite you to do your own searching and investigation around traditions, whether it's the country or countries that you or your family originate from, or if you're just interested, why do people celebrate Halloween in America in particular, where we've spent most of our lives, Prasad and I, and maybe so have you. So I happen to know just two maybe small things, but I thought they were interesting. So Halloween, the actual word, is and by the way, most of the information, the oldest information comes from either Babylon or Ireland around this tradition of Halloween. And we wanted to talk about it also because what we do recognize is that the veil is thinner. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've been having some wild dreams the last 2 days, very esoteric dreams, very meaningful, etc. So watch your dreams. So Halloween means all holy is the first part of the word. And then Eve is obviously from evening. So it's an all holy Eve because people, even in the past, recognized this thinning of the veil. Now, I also know that the full moon in October, right before Halloween, or a week or two before Halloween, is a very special full moon. In fact, my curandera retreat is scheduled around that, and that's what she does every year because of that. So all of that I find very interesting. And the other thing, I've always wondered, costumes, where did that come from? And please let us know if you've heard of other reasons, but I'll share with you the reason I found out recently is that so people knew that the veil was thinner, and they knew that spirits would come around more vividly, I suppose we could say, around this time. So we'll talk later on about Dia de los Muertos because it's also that has also this idea at the center of it. But that includes, let's call them for simplicity's sake, good spirits and bad spirits, right? Meaning the kind that come and scare you is how I grew up recognizing them. And so the idea of costumes came up because people thought, well, if I disguise myself, then the evil spirit or someone I may have crossed in life in their when they were still alive might come back to get me, to spook me or take the cover off of me when I'm sleeping, or etc. So that's where this tradition of costumes started to show up. So that's those are the two bits and pieces I know.
And I'll just share personally, Halloween is a pretty big deal growing up for me because my brother is born on Halloween and my mother was born November 1st, the day after Halloween. So Halloween was always her favorite holiday. And
Mhm.
she loved big, elaborate costumes. And my mother was a very creative, very artistic person. One of her dreams was to be a makeup artist in Hollywood. She was always very happy when I was in theater to help me out that way. And she was always into big, elaborate costumes, and she would throw these huge Halloween parties. So it was a big deal around my house growing up. And then in my early 20s and through 30s, the cynical part of me would say, oh, just like Valentine's Day, it's just a way to sell candy and make money and sell costumes. as I hopefully have matured a little bit, moving out of that cynical to lamenting that this deep spiritual holiday did become about candy and costumes, because when we track back, like what Krunadera was saying, the origin of the costumes, wow, because the veils are so thin, you know. So that's what's fascinating. So what I've been plugging into recently, and especially now, is the possibility with these thinner veils, right? Is there communication we would like? Do we have curiosity about death, with death being present and spirits being around? And we'll dive into it much more tomorrow and or Tuesday with our Dia de los Muertos discussions, because it is a stronger base here in Mexico where we are. But I just wanted to take a moment and share those personal pieces for me, and also together dive into this possibilities we have these next 48 hours.
Yep, beautiful. And a beautiful way to model the invitation of connecting with loved ones who have passed away, with you sharing about your mother. And I just wanted to add this last little bit that some of us have so there's this idea of disguising ourselves so that someone we crossed doesn't come back and haunt us. But I also just want to bring in some honesty around, there might be people that have passed away in our lives, that have died, who we had terrible relationships with, or very challenging relationships, or the situation or the context in which they died was very challenging in and of itself. So I understand, and I just want to give voice to the fact that it isn't easy or celebratory for everyone, and there's very good reasons for that. But we are also saying, let's have a different relationship with death. Let's have a different relationship with communicating with people who are considered to be on the other side. Some of us might think they come more alive when they're in spirit form. So just getting us thinking about these things.
Okay, so again, happy Halloween, everyone. Please join us in the celebration and come back tomorrow when we dive into Dia de los Muertos.
Hasta
Adios.
luego.